So now that we've done all that work of creating policies and scans, and we've got the results that we're working with in here, let's look at how we can create some different reports. There's a lot of different options for filtering as we went through before. Let's take and let's look at this one right here. Let's look at my Windows scan with credentials. Let's create a patch report. So I'm going to add my filter like I did before. I'm going to say my Microsoft bulletin contains MS. So show me all the Microsoft bulletins and let me download a report. So now we've got all these different types here. So this is a patch check. So vulnerabilities by host will list out each host found and the vulnerabilities that are contained. That's more geared towards systems administrators. Vulnerabilities by plugin lists each plugin that was found or vulnerability and then the hosts that are vulnerable to them. So that's handy for a systems administrator to know, hey, I've got this vulnerability and these are all the systems that are affected by it. I got to go fix all those systems. And then there's a host summary, an executive summary, or management summary, which you can use as well. Now you can combine these. So I'm going to show you an example. If I were to give it to a systems administrator, maybe I want to use both types. And you can export these in different formats, PDF. NBE is a raw output, a delimited output. And of course, there's our .nessus XML output, HTML and PDF. We'll do HTML so I can show you. But essentially, the PDF report looks very similar to the HTML. Vulnerabilities by host. And what I've done here is I've selected both these. So I want all the vulnerabilities contained in this report in the same report. It's going to have both these options. So we'll go here and we'll generate this report so that I can show it to you. Nessus is going to format the report and combine them both together and allow you to see all of the vulnerabilities by host, and if there was multiple hosts, they'd be listed here, and then all my vulnerabilities by plugin. Okay, and then all of your details are below. So that's a little bit how to export a patch report for your systems administrators. Now, if you want to distribute a report to management and say, hey, how are we doing with our patch? Maybe we just implemented a patch management solution. How are we doing? You can do an executive report or management report, and it will give you, basically, we had this one host, and here it is. It had all these vulnerabilities on it, and we're not doing too good because look at all the purple and red inside of this report. So that's a summary of the missing patches on the host. So that of course can also be exported to PDF as well, which I can show you how to do that as well. Give me the executive report in PDF format because I want to email it around, and that's going to format the report. It's going to save it to my local hard drive. As soon as it's done formatting it, I'll be able to download the PDF. You can see my little download button comes out here. And I'll bring it up and show you what that report looks like. And this is nice to a handy report to email out to people. You see it's got a nice table of contents here. Size the window for you. It comes down here and that's in PDF format for emailing. Same kind of results. Let's see. So now we also, we want to see how we're doing on our compliance as well, how we're doing on our PCI scanning. So we can do the same thing with the PCI scan. We can say, hey, I did this PCI scan. Management wants to know how we're doing on our PCI audits. Let's format a report for them to kind of give them a snapshot as to how we're doing on our PCI audits. And you can see here that it displays the information. Actually, we should apply a filter first. Let's go back. Since this was a larger scan that included PCI, I can say plugin name contains PCI, save. Okay. Now I can generate the report, export it to HTML. And this will show me just PCI specific information, such as, hey, here are my hosts, and here are the fact that they are not compliant with PCI, and here's a couple of reasons why. And that's a great report for management, to be able to kind of see how we're doing our PCI compliance. Maybe you're getting ready for PCI compliance and you want to run this report and say, hey, we need to do some work. Here's kind of roughly how much work we have to do to get ready for PCI compliance. Now, the other reports that are in here are geared towards the auditing. So I did this compliance auditing, and maybe I want to show a systems administrator, hey, in addition to vulnerabilities, there's all these configuration problems that I found. I can issue a compliance check here, and I can. This is specifically a report formatted for compliance checking, and so what it does is, compliance tests failed on all of these things. You can give this to your systems administrator, and they can see exactly which compliance tests are failing. There's also a management or executive version of this report as well, which says, hey, how are we doing on all of our systems compared to the CIS benchmark? And go in here, and you can say, well, here's a list of all tests that passed and failed. Most of them failed, so we're not doing too good on our compliance tests. So that's an overview of how you can do reporting. Again, you can export in different formats. There's different types, I think, that are geared towards different audiences. And of course, you can always combine templates as well.